Hey guys, hello online crew. I've forgotten my hat. It is your online crew captain here, Helen. How are you? Tip my hat to you today. I'll get rid of that. Welcome. Today I want to share with you a little bit of a story of a guy that I heard speaking on the weekend. And it was just fascinating. And I really want to share with you some of the information that I learnt because, I feel it's really valuable. It's very congruent with a lot of the things that, I've spoken to you about previously about the power of the mind. So it's just something that I think we can all get a really valuable message from this guy that's changed his brain and sort of some of the things that you can do, to implement for yourself, because when you can change your brain, you can change your life. Hello guys, thank you for saying hello as you come in. Hello Tina, hello Rob, who did I miss there? We've got Tiffany, hello Emily, great to see you all coming in live. Give me the palm trees, guys. Drop the palm tree emoji down. That's our little mascot here for our online crew. Hello, Sean. How are you? Hello, Stephanie. I'll put my hat back on. This is your captain here. We are going on a little cruise ship. So the purpose, if you've not seen me live before, the purpose of all of this is just to create a little vision that when our home-based businesses are rocking it and we're all really successful because we've learned how to leverage social media the right way, that we're all on this, it would need to be a little bit bigger than this. What do you think, guys? But we're all on this cruise ship and we are having cocktails or coffee or whatever your poison is of choice and having a really good time. So what I do here is help home-based business owners leverage social media to build their business online. So no more spam. We don't want to chase anyone about our business. We want to attract people to us. That's right, Rob, a little cruise ship. We want to attract people to us and have people asking us about what it is that we do and what we have to offer. So that's what we're here for on this page. Who is also a member of my private group? Hello, Brady. Lovely to see you live. So if you are a member, an online crew member, which just means you're a member of my private Facebook group called Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners, put the little fishy down as well. So palm tree for this page, fishy for my private Facebook group. So put down both if you are a member of my online crew. That's completely free, guys. If you've not part of that, I'll edit the description of this live when I'm finished and just put a link to my private Facebook group. It's completely free. So I give training in there that I don't bring here. And the latest training, if you're not aware, I put a little video in there, a little training video last week of how to create the little videos that I do that just pull pictures and little videos from your camera roll on your phone, put it in a nice little video, put some music to it, and you can use that for your social media. So it's just something that's intriguing and interesting but creative. It doesn't have to be anything to do with business, but it's a really good social media tool to create interest and to start sort of showing yourself as somebody of influence and who's having fun. So that little training video is in my private Facebook group and I've got a little competition going on. So anybody that's game enough to watch that training and seriously guys, you can put together a video that's less than a minute. It's just a matter of pulling a few photos and videos together, knowing which buttons to push on the right app, putting some music to it, and you've created a little video. So any of you that are game to go through that little training and put something together and post it in the group, I'm giving you a chance to get into my next round of my branding course for free. You don't need to pay for it. Or have a private coaching call with me about how we can move your business forward. So one of those things you choose, depending what's sort of relevant to you. Brady, I need to sit down tonight and focus on that training video. I'm in. Awesome, Brady. So it's really simple training. I'm literally showing you on the phone, push here, do this. This is what this does. This is how you edit it. It's so simple. So just put something together, post it in the group, and you'll go into the running to win one of those two things that I just mentioned. So would love to see some of you guys do that. And this is not for me, this is for you and your social media presence. And once you know how to do it once, you can keep creating things. Where it's close to November. We're going to have Christmas rolling around where you might be away having fun times with family. That's the kind of stuff you want to create in your social media. Pull it together in like minute videos and whack it up in your stories, whack it up on your social media presence, and you can also use it on other social media platforms as well. And it's just something that you want to be doing, guys. Thank you for doing that. You're awesome. Thank you, Brady. It's good fun. So I'm happy to share that with you. But you have to, as I said, I'll edit the description up above and put the link to that free Facebook group. If you're not already in there, get yourself in there. Even if you don't want to participate in the little competition I've going or win some time with me, just do it for yourself, for your own social media presence. So what I want to share with you today is, and anybody jumping on the replay, put the word replay down below so I can say hello to you sort of afterwards. Hello, Julie. Lovely to see you on live. So I went to a training day on the weekend for my network marketing business. Some of you may know I'm in the trenches myself, building my business using social media strategies. And so I went to an event on Saturday for my network marketing business, a local event. And there was a guy there that I have heard speak before, and he's just fascinating. So I just thought I'd share a little bit with you about what I learned and really the power of the way that we think. So his name is, and he's based in Australia now, but he's actually from Ireland initially. And he's become really, really successful here, but he's written, I don't know how many books, and he's really quite famous in the property market, but really well known for he's well known for the man that changed his brain, and his name is Ray Behan. So it's Ray, and it's B-E-H-A-N, Ray Behan. And yeah, he's known for the man that changed his name. And some of the stuff that he does now, like I can't even pronounce it, guys. What's he studied? Quantum physics. Get this. Neuroendocrinology, get that? Repeat that. Neuroplasticity, and etc., etc., etc. So he's gone really deep into the brain, how we control our thoughts, how we can change the way we, think and move and act and all the rest of it, so we can change the outcome in our lives. Rob, excellent topic. Yeah, crazy scientific stuff about how we're made up and the way we think and how we can change that. So a little bit of his story is, so he comes from Ireland, and he had a really serious, it is deep stuff, Rob, quite right. He had an accident when he was 7. It is a great topic, Tiffany. So his story is fascinating. Look him up. So he had an accident when he was 7, and it took a huge chunk out of his head. So when that happened, it obviously largely affected his brain and the workings of his brain. And so after the accident, when he tried to sort of integrate into normal life and normal sort of school, the outcome of the accident was that he couldn't retain any information. So he'd try to learn stuff and just couldn't retain it. You'd ask him a question, he wouldn't be able to answer it. So he really struggled in school. Now, he was in a school in Ireland when the Christian brothers just totally took advantage of the fact that he couldn't retain any information and picked on him badly. So he was bullied and picked on by not only the Christian brothers, but the kids at the school. And he was made out to be just flat out, black and white, stupid. So you're a waste of space. You shouldn't be here. You're dumb. Just all of that kind of stuff. So from a very young age, it was imprinted to him that he was stupid, that he couldn't do anything, and he couldn't retain any information anyway. So that's a really hard place to be as a 7-year-old when you're meant to be learning and retaining information to thrive and work out what interests you in life and, just go through the motions like we all do. Like you go to school and you may do something after school and then you get a job and all those kind of things. So from very early on, he was led to believe that he was just a waste of space on this planet. Not worth living, really. 2 things happened that changed the course of his life. One of them was his mum. And this is not only a powerful message, guys, into him and his journey as an individual in the power of changing, your brain, but also in the message that we send to our kids. If any of you have got children, listen up to this and this message, and what we repeat to our children, not only to ourselves, but to our children over and over and over again, has the power to change the course of somebody's life. So his mum, I wrote it down, so I'm not going to try to remember it because they're not my words, his mum's words. And he still says these words to himself a day. Where did I write it? Yeah. You're great. You're awesome. Everybody loves you. And everything you touch turns to gold. So no matter what was going on, no matter how stupid he was made to feel and how unworthy he was made to feel because of his injury to his head, his mum always said to him, you're great, you're awesome, everybody loves you, and everything you touch turns to gold. And he still says that to himself today. So that was a starting point in his mum reiterating to himself every day, over and over again, these positive reinforcements. So my message to you here is that's a starting point. If you have a lot of negative thoughts, if you don't believe you're worthy, if you have a lot of self-doubt, if there's things that have happened in your past that sort of make you believe that you can't be successful in the future or you can't be wealthy because you never have been. No one in your family's ever made a lot of money, so why would you? You've never really been successful in business before, so why would you now? Like all these stupid things we tell ourselves. Can you relate to that, guys? If you can, drop me some palm trees down below, because I know we all go through this, even when we have success. I've had success in business and there are things that I do really well, but it doesn't mean I don't sit back and go, can I, should I don't know if that's going to work, all that sort of lack of self-belief, if you like. So his mum was a huge impact on reinforcement in that no matter what kind of physical injury he had. Now just grasp that for a second, guys. Half of his head is sort of missing. So naturally, he can't retain information like the average person can. But he's been brought up to be brilliant. And his mission. So that's where it started. And when he was 18, he met a businessman that became a mentor to him. And made him, he was a huge influence in sort of saying to him, you can do whatever you want to do. The power is in the mind, not the body follows. So the power is all in the mind and the thoughts that you choose to think. So this mentor that he met, so guys, the power of having mentors in your life, the power of listening to people to learn from, to open your eyes and ears and mind and body and universe and whatever else to make you think differently is so, so, so powerful. So he was lucky enough that not only his mum was reinforcing to him over and over and over again, you're great, you're awesome, everybody loves you, and anything you touch turns to gold, to just reinforce. And that's why I say this message, tell your kids that, guys. If you've got children, reinforce them to over and over again. Get rid of the word can't. My kids say it all the time, I can't do that, or I can't do this. And I said, there's no such word as can't. You find a way. Yes, there might be challenges, but it doesn't mean you can't. When you say can't, you've just put a brick wall up before you've even tried. Get rid of the word can't. It's like, how can I? Not can't. Okay, it's difficult, but how can I? Not I can't do this or I can't do that. Tiffany, the body does what the mind tells it. Exactly, Tiffany. Good insight there, Tiffany, because that's exactly what Ray was telling us. He's like, we need to, I wrote down some of the things that he said. The mind leads, so the body follows. So whatever you tell yourself, and this is so congruent with everything I talk about here. And if you've not heard me live before, once a week I jump on and talk about some kind of mindset topic like this, personal development, personal growth. So this is that day at the beginning of the week, and then the rest of the week is about business and social media and stuff like that. So that's why I talk about this, because this is huge, guys. This makes or breaks us. The way you talk to yourself, the way you believe in yourself, your self-belief or lack of, your self-image or lack of, will make or break you in life, relationships, finance, business. Tiffany, my mother always told us, can't, never, could, but let's figure out how you can. Awesome mum, Tiffany. That's amazing for your mum to tell you that. Rob, you set your own limits in your mind, and how many of us do? We stop our progress because of the limits that we put on ourselves. If you walked around thinking and saying, I can do anything, everything I touch turns to gold, wouldn't you just do things that now you probably scare the crap out of you to do? Wouldn't you just get things done? Wouldn't you just take action when you know it scares the hell out of you? If you walk around with the mindset, I'm awesome, I'm great, you're great, I'm awesome, everybody loves me, and everything I touch turns to gold. Like if you sort of walk around and that's your mantra every day. So you would have heard of this before. It's nothing new in giving yourself a mantra every day. But what Ray was saying is the power of the mind. If that becomes the seed that you plant in your head and you tell yourself that over and over and over again, that's how your reality plays out. And he gave an example, and I thought this was a pretty cool example. When we often, because it's just the way life is, we get a lot of bills and we have a lot of expenses. And that's what everyone focuses on, is always the money going out. Because there never seems to be enough coming in as to what goes out. So one of the things that he did, and still does, guys, still does, although he's established a businessman and written books and got courses, and what I was saying before is he created a mission for himself to impact as many lives as he could for the better, and he's done exactly that, and he still does. But something he still practices is different bank accounts. He visualizes this. So one of his messages was that you need to see it, but you need to feel it. Any of you guys on top of the law of attraction? And, what you focus on is what you get more of. And it's not only seeing a vision for yourself, but it's actually feeling it. So in his different sort of businesses, he visualizes a bank account. And he visualizes and feels money coming in. And how's that played out for him? Fabulously. So he doesn't focus on the money going out. He visualizes bank accounts, different bank accounts. So it's an XYZ bank account, like your business bank account, something else bank account. And he visualizes and sees money dropping into that bank account, and that becomes his reality. Now, for some of you, you might be thinking, yeah, all right, like it really doesn't happen that way. This is a guy that had a brain injury that took half his head. So clinically, he's diagnosed and labeled as somebody who's actually stupid, can't retain information, impossible to retain information. But somebody, when he was 18, stood by him and said, don't let that be your reality. Your reality can be whatever you want it to be. So he started seeing, visualizing, and playing out a different reality from himself by the thoughts in his mind. He didn't give in to the fact that he was labeled. He thought otherwise. So Sean, if you focus on the things you don't want, that's what you'll get more of. Absolutely. If you focus on all the bills, guess what's going to turn up? a lot more bills. So, yeah, Rob, the law of attraction is so powerful. So he visualizes and sees these different bank accounts and money coming in, and that's the way his reality plays out. Now, we can't sit back and go, I think about a bank account, and all the money coming in, and it's just going to play out like that. It doesn't happen like that, but opportunities present themselves that then you've got to get over your fear to take advantage of. So it's not as easy as think about a bank account and money dropping in and suddenly you're going to have all this money flowing in. It's about thinking it, seeing it come in, the money come in, but then seeing the opportunities that open up from that you need to take advantage of, which sometimes make you feel fearful. So somebody might present themselves in front of you to have a conversation with that you might be a bit scared of having a conversation with, but it leads to a customer buying something or somebody join you, in your business or something like that. So opportunities will appear. People will appear in your news feed. People will just, appear that just a blessing in your life to come across. So opportunities will present themselves. Hey Miriam, how are you? Lovely to see you on live. Rob, my bills are really a blessing. If only more people sort of thought that. It's really in the power of your mind. So I just wrote a few more notes. I just want to share this with you, what he said. So the mind leads, the body follows. When you change your emotions, you change your life. So take your mind out of your body and put it back in your brain. That was something he was really strong on. Take your mind out of your body and put it back in your brain. So take control of the way you think. How can you do that in a practical way? You start saying in your mind positive affirmations like, I am awesome, I am great, everybody loves me, everything I touch turns to gold. There was another speaker that's made millions of dollars online in a home-based business, and he has different mantras, which also include, I reject any negativity in my life. What was some of his? I wrote his down. I reject any negative thoughts. I attract exactly what I need. So that was some of his mantras, like from a different person. But what I'm trying to get across to you here is it's the small things done continually, consistently, over and over and over again that changes habits. We all have bad habits. We all stop ourselves from doing the things that we know we need to do. Your body is wired. I've said this many a time. Your body is wired to keep you safe. Fear is not something that feels safe. So we very rarely do the things that we know we need to do that make us fearful because our brain is trained to keep us safe. And that's why a lot of people fail in home-based business, because when you understand you have to do things knowingly that scare you. If you don't, you can't move forward. So we have to be very aware of the fact that, okay, my brain is actually set up to keep me safe. But you have the power, guys. Anybody has the power to retrain your brain and create new habits with the way that you think. When you change the way you think, you change the course of your life. And this is what Ray was saying, lead with the brain and not the body. The body will follow what the brain tells it. So take control. Absolutely take control of the way that you think. Brady, absolutely true. What you put out into the universe, you will be attracted to you. Rob, I have written them everywhere. They work. Yeah, so this is the starting point. I mean, obviously for somebody like Ray, he had years and years and years of, it wasn't so much physical, but it was mental abuse by the people around him. Really, the way his life could have turned out was just that he just would have amounted to nothing. But he took control. He had the right people around him saying, yes, you can. But he was the one that actually had to action it. People listen to this kind of stuff and say, yeah, it makes sense, but do nothing with the information. So it's up to you to take control of the way you think. When you're slanting towards the negative, it's your job to go, oh, Helen, snap out of it. that doesn't serve you, that's not going to help you build a big business or have awesome relationships, is when you're thinking negatively about the other person, or you're overthinking what somebody else is thinking, and then you're stressing out about it, or you've been holding on to some resentment from someone or something, or what somebody said. Just take control of your brain to the positive. You'll slowly change your habits in the way you think. When you do that, you'll start to take more positive actions. When you do that, that's when you become successful. Tiffany, had his mother and others not told him different, his story may have been very sad. No doubt, Tiffany. And this is where the power is. If any of you have got children, it is so, so important when they are really young to implant to them, you can do anything. Tell them, don't think of can't. If they say the word can't, say, don't say you can't, it's how can I? Okay, I've got a challenge, but how can I? Teach your kids when they're young that they can do anything. Teach our kids when they're young that they can, amongst all obstacles, teach them about people like Behan, that had people telling him that he was dumb, stupid, not worth living, and pushed him out of the school because he was a waste of space. Yet he's known now as the man who changed his brain. And he went deep into quantum physics and all those other things that I couldn't pronounce before. Tiffany, I have children. I've told them and still tell them that they can do whatever they desire. Yep, and another thing I tell my children over and over again, treat people like you want to be treated. Don't say anything unless you've got something nice to say. Because how easy is it for kids to say, mean things to each other? How easy is it for people to get on social media, type out a few words that they would never say in person? So it's really important for us to send the right messages to our children, especially with social media when people hide behind it. And there are things that people say on social media that they would never say to somebody's face. It's too easy for people to be mean and hurtful and bullying. And that kind of thing sadly leads to kids' suicide. So, the way we think, the messages that we send to not only ourselves, to the other people around us is really, really critical. Yes, you tell yours that as well. Yeah. So I think those ones are critical. Treat people like you would like to be treated. What if somebody said that to you? Put yourself in the shoes of the person that you just said that to. Those kind of things. So just to wrap it up, a couple of other things that Ray said. Your body only knows what to do from a thought in your brain. So everything revolves, and the way your body reacts, the physical things that you do come from a reaction from the brain. So what kind of messages are you putting in your brain? So it's so, so powerful. The other thing he said is the emotional addiction to your future needs to change. And what he meant by that is the vision for your future must be bigger than your vision from the past. So how many times do we let our past hold us back? So, what he's saying is, that's what's happened. And, looking back on his life, he could just amount to nothing. But what happens in the past doesn't have to dictate what happens in the future. It doesn't have to dictate whether you are successful or not, because the limiting beliefs that you have about yourself. You can make your future anything you want it to be. Why don't we get the things in life that we strive for? Is usually for the things that have happened in the past, experiences that we've had, circumstances that have happened, people that have passed away, people that have hurt us. But it's in the past. We can't change it. But when we hold on to that stuff, it actually sort of predicts your future. So what Ray was saying is your emotional connection to your future has actually got to be greater than your emotional connection to the past. So do we all have baggage? Yep. Do we all have things in our past that we, hey Andrew, lovely to see you on live. Do we all have things from the past that are buried deep, that stop us from doing things, or stop us from having real relationships, or stop us from pursuing what we really want to because we've got limiting beliefs about ourselves, our confidence, our self-image and all that kind of stuff? Yet we all carry on, all carry that with us to date. So a huge message from Ray is your emotional connection to the future has to be much bigger than your emotional connection to the past. Where do we all usually sit? We don't often think about the future. We're still busy hanging on to our emotions of the crap that's happened in the past. So that's really powerful. Get really emotionally connected and train your brain to get excited about the future. Not what's been and gone, what you can create for yourself moving on. We make that decision now, in this second. We can change the way we think and the course of our life. So powerful. Tiffany, we all have a past. We just need to remind ourselves, not let the past define us. Beautifully said, Tiffany. Beautifully said. Couldn't have said it better myself. So that's where I want to leave that. I mean, I could go on with, a lot of the things that he shared with us, but I just wanted to really sort of highlight that it's up to us, and that you can actually change the way you think, if you can change the way you think, you can actually change the course of your life. Don't hold on to the stuff from your past that holds you back. If you know you've got stuff that you're still hanging on to that holds you back, be old enough, brave enough, realistic enough to deal with it and go, okay, that did happen in the past. It does sort of make up who I am today, but I'm not going to let it define me. I'm more excited about what I can create for the future than what has happened to me in the past. Because if you don't, the way that you are now, being modeled from the experiences in your past, the habits that you have, that you go, I don't know why I do that, that's just me. You don't have to accept that. I can't do that because I have this fear. Let it go. Work through it. Repeat the mantra, like Rada. Find your own mantra. But, something like Ray's mum said to him, which he still said today, and he said it to it before he came and spoke at our event. He said it to himself. What was it? You're great. This is what his mum used to say to him. You're great. You're awesome. Everyone loves you. And everything you touch turns to gold. And he said, because he came interstate to give us this speech, and he said he saw his mum just before he sort of got on the plane and came over. And he said, she said it to me as a kid, and she said it to him just before he came over to fly over to our event. She said it again. You're great. You're awesome. I keep forgetting it. Everyone loves you and everything you touch turns to gold. And I mean, he's done heaps of things. Not only does he talk around the world and influence people now, he's written books, he's huge in property development. Like, it does seem that anything he touches turns to gold. And just to put the icing on the cake with this one, guys, he spoke at a huge company event of ours last year. So he was invited as a guest speaker. After that event, he joined a network marketing company. And he now is, he's jumped 5 ranks. So he's higher than I am now in less amount of time frame. He's just blitzing this network marketing business. And it's just because of everything. It's just the way, and he, one of the examples I gave you, he visualizes a bank account for this business, and he sees money dropping into that bank account. And, incredibly, he's doing so well. So well. He's just climbing through the ranks. And this is coming from a guy that had a head injury when he was 7, and it took sort of half his head. Do you and I have that story? Has he built himself a great life? Has he joined the network marketing industry in about the last sort of 8 months? Has jumped, all those ranks. It's just because of who he has trained himself to be, not because he was born that way, not because he's got heaps of confidence, not because he knows how to talk to people, whatever. He's trained his brain to be that way. So we've all got potential to be better than we are today. We just need to, again, create a bigger vision for our future than we hold on to from the past. So huge lessons learned from him, and I'm grateful for, being able to hear from that. Oh, and I've got to tell you, I just read a couple of comments. Rob, get excited, changes the vibration. Yeah, energy and vibration, a huge part of what you attract to yourself. If you have negative energy, you'll attract more of it. And all of that, like quantum physics and energy and all, he's studied all of that stuff and the power of that, and it's all true. Julie, thank you, so very helpful like always. Thank you, Julie. Cut it loose, you can't change yesterday. No, you can't. So, people hang on to stuff from, it's just cut it loose and let it go. Yeah, it happened. Doesn't mean you have to forget. The memories will all be there, but you don't let it need to define you. And I just have to share with you something a little bit different. At that event, I never win anything. But at this event on the weekend, Brady, absolutely, it's all so powerful and true, yeah. At this event on the weekend, they did prize draws all day. Get this. So I won, the very first draw of the day, I won. So I won a travel voucher, which has been awesome because I'm going to Orlando in a few weeks. And I won the last draw of the day, which was the main prize. So the first draw of the day, I won a travel voucher. And the last draw of the day, guess what I won, guys? I won a 65-inch television. A 65-inch television, which is worth round about $1,000. I won it. So I didn't even see my name came up. They did an electronic wheel, spin the wheel. So they had this wheel on the computer. So all our names were on the spokes of the wheel, and it was electronic, and I'm just sitting in my chair. And it was in navy, so the writing was in black with all the different colors, but my name was in black on navy. So I couldn't read my name. And the person next to me going, Helen, that's you. I'm like, what? And then my name came up and it's like, I won a 65-inch television. Do you know how big that is, guys? Thankfully, it fit in the back of my car. I've got a fairly big car and just put the seats down. But how crazy is that? So not only did I get the opportunity to learn from people like Ray and his powerful messages, I won a travel voucher and I won a TV. Amen to that. What do you reckon, guys? That was pretty cool. It's the universe telling me something. Anyway, so that's all I wanted to share with you today. Was that valuable to you guys? Are you excited that I won the TV? I'm excited. But, it's just one of those things. You show up. I could have chosen not to go to that event, but I went to that event and it turned out being a super, super awesome day. So get to your company events, guys. So thank you for staying with me, those of you that are live. I hope you got value out of that message from Ray. Look him up. You might find a lot of information about property because that's what he's really big in, but he's got other books that are all about, what millionaires do that the average person doesn't, and quantum physics and, all that kind of stuff. So really cool dude. He lives in Australia now. But yeah, just have a think about that. And if nothing else that you get out of this video today, I would encourage you at the very least, set some mantras for yourself now. So whether it's what Ray's mum was saying, you're great, you're awesome, everybody loves you, and everything you touch turns to gold, whether it's that, whether it's like the one of the other speakers was like, I reject any negativity in my life. What was the other one? I attract exactly what I need. I thought that one was a good one as well. But just writing down 3, 4, 5, 6, however many that you can handle. And his main subject is property, Helen. Yeah, Yeah, I think, I'm not sure if you're telling me that or whether you're reiterating that, but he's huge in property development sort of now. He's big in that field. But he has done seminars all around the world just teaching people how to retrain their brain. So he's got lots of different areas now that he's known for and successful for. Positive thinking and mantras every day. Thank you for reiterating that, Brady. That's what you want to get out of this video today. Brady said it, labeled it. That's what it is. Positive thinking and mantras every day. That's what you want to do. Positive thinking and mantras every day. So choose 3, 4, 5, 6, however many you can remember. Write them down. Do it now while you're inspired, things that are important to you. And then every morning when you wake up, before your feet hit the floor, tell yourself those mantras. When you go to bed at night, the last thing you are going to think of is those mantras. So go to sleep with those thoughts. And any time during the day that you can pop those mantras into just over and over and over and over and over and over again. Retrain your brain to the positive and you can change your life. Thank you, guys. It's always a pleasure to be here talking to you. Thank you for all your interaction. And I will see you at the same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.